It's been 2 days. The process of recovery of Wen was quite fast, though. Lying on the bed, she was staring to the ceiling blankly when she suddenly remembered that her return ticket to Hanguk was 2 days later. Wen sighed as she realized that the dreamy leisure time was about to expire and she would have to dive into the real life struggles again. Taking the smartphone provided by Thea from the side table, she started browsing the internet with front face. A soft knock on the door snatched her attention from the smartphone screen. Come in, please. Van's voice was soft, yet cracked, and soon a bright smile was visible on her face as the door opened, revealing Thea. Her smile became wider as she found no solution pouch was in Thea's hand. Though he walked into the room with empty-handed, but one could sense Thea's eyes were full of questions that needed to be confirmed. Come, sit beside me, Wen requested him, maintaining her smile. They smiled, but I need to sit on the stool beside you. It would be easier for me to remove the ivy. Are you happy? Wen, yeah, quite. These days, it was quite bothering for you and Cook, and she was cut off by They, don't misunderstand. You would never be bothering for your oppa. And as much I know Cook, I guess he won't be either. Wen, you are right though, and I like that. While putting on the gloves after sanitizing his palms. Wen, can I ask you something? The question might not be from the point of view of being your brother, but I would definitely react by your answer as a brother. Wen looked at Tae. Though his actions were all normal, he was looking damn professional while he carefully loosened the surrounding tape and take drum surrounding the IB insertion site. But his eyes were determined. Wen looked at him with confusion being pulled up in her eyes. Were you forced to be in this relationship? Wen, oh, okay. It's quite true though, but not only me, Cook was quite forced to be in the relationship too. I was there when you two first met in a restaurant and I thought both of you to be reckless, like young blood, but I can sense many things are happening. Your sudden trip to India, it was not planned. I could sense that you were having a fight back then. Wen, Oppa, can you tell me about him? He is busy and quite reserved, and I guess it will take my whole lifetime to explore him. The only thing I can assure you that he would always be respectful towards you. He has an amazing control over his behavior. I have never seen him bad-mouthing, and these factors about Cook are so naturally goes with him that I have never realized that it might be difficult for his partner to explore him as a person, but from your point of view, I guess it's quite tough. They applied firm pressure with the gauze on the insertion site. He was careful enough about the pressure he applied as it might cause the seepage of blood under the tissues, which would definitely lead bruising. Being a doctor herself, Wen knew it might take more than a minute, and she was aware of the fact that she needed to be patient. After almost 2 minutes, they checked the site to confirm that the bleeding was stopped. Securing the site with gauze and tape, he carefully discarded that. Like a quiet, good girl, Wen was looking at her wrist where they bandaged recently. Wen, Oppa, would you like to be in touch with me or with us when we will return to Hanguk? Your questions are simple yet enough tough to answer. But may I ask you, why do you think so? Wen, the last few days were like dreams or more beautiful than dreams. having a family where my existence has been cherished. I thought I am not eligible for crave for more. On the other side, in the office where Jungkook was in a meeting, usually he turned off his mobile while attending meetings, but this time it was in silent mode. The continuous vibrations on his right thigh made him frown. One usually doesn't call or message him. Even if it would be official something, it would not be so many. It must be something urgent, he calculated in his mind while carefully taking out his handphone from his pocket. Cook's brows were arched as he glanced at the notification. Text messages from Miss Kim. He couldn't stop but touched on the notification during the ongoing meeting. Meet me in this weekend. I want to spend the evening of the last weekend of my life with you. No matter where you are, how busy you are, please, for the first and last time. Of course, Jungkook had many issues with Miss Kim for hurting Van, but still he didn't want to lose her. He didn't want to let her take any decision for being frustrated in life for not having the person she wanted. Jungkook could guess the sensitivity of the situation. He could assume how Van, his very own wife, could react on this matter, but at the same time, he just simply can't turn his mind from Miss Kang's message that informs him about her last weekend. He calculated. His present condition stated that he was married and he was married to the woman who had a very bad experience with that particular lady whose message Cook chose to read during a meeting. Tae's phone vibrated on the side table of Van's bed, notifying a message received from Lil Brat John. Yeah, in that particular way his name was saved in phone. He clicked on the notification of text message which informs, "We need to go back to Hanguk. Please tell Van to get ready and take care of her with the needle, Young." Pressing the power button, they made sure that the lights of display were turned off. Casually, he put the phone on the side table again. He looked at Van's eyes, who was eagerly waiting for Tae's reply as she had seen Cook's name on the notification bar. "Get ready, Grumpy. You are going back. I guess he is on his way to here." When something happened? I mean, something they. I guess something urgent. One could feel the rush of emotions choking up her as she thought of leaving the family she achieved. Was I a good sister, Oppa? They. Yes. Yet a little stubborn, and I usually like that part of you the most. You're quite like me. The reality hit the brother-sister duo as Jungkook walked into the bedroom through the already opened door. His steps were extremely quiet, his facial expression almost screaming out loudly without uttering a single word that he was struggling. "I guess you were informed that we need to go back. Please get ready. We need to leave within an hour," he stated monotonously. Leaving Van into the bedroom to accelerate her in the process of getting ready, Tae and Jungkook walked out of the room. Jungkook glanced once at Van's almost frozen frame, while her gaze was still fixed on him. Though he was trying his best to maintain his poker face, but his expressive eyes were enough to clear the fact that he was in confusion. The newly married couple quickly bid goodbye to the old Indian couple, who were also shocked by the news of their sudden return. Van and Cook occupied the back seat of the car and headed towards the airport. The ride was quiet. Van didn't dare to utter a single word as she was frightened. Her instincts confirmed that multiple times, observing Cook's silent gaze out of the window, that Maybe the ground beneath her feet be no longer exist if she really dared to ask him the real cause of their sudden return to Hankook. The car finally stopped in front of the airport. They got out of the car respectively, but one could feel Jungkook was behaving like an overprotective husband. She looked blankly at his masked face. Might be he was worried about her safety. Cook carefully guided her towards the check-in counter to get their boarding pass. Cook could feel the tension between them was rising because of his silence. Gathering all his courage, Cook finally broke the awkward silence between them. Why didn't you ask me a single question about when? About what, Cook? About our return? I guess you have already made a super solid reason for that, but I guess I will not get the answer for the confusion written on your face. Take your time, Cook. I have a strong feeling that the reason of your anxiety is not because of the business. Just don't play with the faith I have. I don't know what's the definite way of love I'm following. But definitely, I respect you, I trust you, and I believe that you will always be honest, no matter you are guilty or not, right or wrong. But please, don't tell me the real reason right now. And thanks for the holidays. I want to enjoy the journey. Wen told him, wearing the brightest smile she could. The whole situation is about. Jungkook scoffed. About Miss Kim or his stupid brother. Van's tone was annoyed yet relaxed. I'm afraid, 'cause I know the girl. She is stubborn and I am more afraid about you. I am trying to figure out how to minimize the damage of the relationships I own. But one thing for sure, you are my wife and you will be safe. I guess I'm gonna cause you some severe mental damage and I will compensate that. I'm apologizing for that. Cook hesitantly spoke. For now, you must be aware of the fact that your cute wife is sleepy and she needs the broad shoulder you have. Wen yawned. Cook smiled at her casualties and stretched his shoulder. You don't need to ask for this. You want this and you want me too. Lending his shoulder to her, he managed to put her head on the crook of his neck. Close your eyes, wifey. Wen closed her eyes obediently. I like when you call me wifey. Just don't divorce me, Cook. The upcoming week gonna be harder for you to believe me to intact your faith on me. I guess this is not the last time you're relaxing, laying your head on my shoulder. Jungkook muttered, looking at his wife, sleeping peacefully.